What the fuck did I just watch? Hello and welcome back to another midnight showing. As always, I'm Kelly and I just got out of the Collateral Beauty. Oh my god. This was... I don't even know what the fuck to call this movie. This is one of the worst films I've seen this year, and that is saying a fucking lot. I mean, really, I'm making the list. That is saying a fucking lot that this basically knocked off some stuff and guaranteed to be on the list. But the worst part about this movie is that there is a good idea in here. But that's kind of jumping ahead. So let's actually just talk about that one good idea in the... Yeah, I did add a question mark to that because I don't know if I can actually qualify this as good. So let's start with the basic setup. This is an Oscar bait movie starring many people who I'm wondering how the fuck they got them to sign on. I mean, Will Smith, I completely understand why you signed on. You are literally the only one trying in the movie. Michael Pena, Edward Norton, Kate Winslet, fucking Keira Knightley, just the list goes on. Why the fuck are any of you in this movie? But again, starring all that, Will Smith plays a ad exec who runs a business who just makes ads for companies and plays them, I guess you could call it. He loses his daughter and goes completely into the worst state of depression that you could possibly see. He doesn't talk to people. All he ends up doing is building dominoes and knocking them all over before leaving. He's not taking care of his business. You're losing clients left and right. He's not gaining any new clients. And basically he's turned his entire life to shambles. And this is about the point when Will Smith's closest friends, yes, we'll get into that in a second, Michael Pena, Kate Winslet, and Edward Norton decide to try to figure out how to sell the company behind the man's back. And they go about this by hiring a private investigator to break into a mailbox, federal mailbox, steal his letters, and find out that he's writing letters to death, time, and love. Basically telling them all that they need to go fuck themselves and get the hell out of everybody's lives and let them live them their own way. So Will Smith's friends decide to give these letters to paid actors to portray death, time, and love so that they can record their visits with him, digitally remove the actors, and make Will Smith look crazy in front of the board so they can steal his company and sell it. No! That is literally the plot of this movie. That is the first 20 minutes of this movie. The advertisements lied to you. And they still lie to you. Seriously, go look at any of the ads on TV right now. Must see, A-. This is surely to be Oscar-worthy material. Bull fucking shit. Okay, I know I'm in the good section, so let's actually just talk about this idea for a second and discuss why it has merit. And no, I'm not talking about his friends portraying him and being carted off as a good thing. No, I'm talking about the idea of Will Smith writing these letters and even his friends hiring actors to portray these people to help him through his grief that he can't get over on his own. It's manipulative, yes, but that idea has merit because when you get right down to it, I know people have criticized this movie for not being part of the holidays, but really it is. This is just another spin on A Christmas Carol. You have love clearly playing the ghost of Christmas past, time playing the ghost of Christmas present, and death playing the ghost of Christmas future. You can actually see some merit in this idea. It's a different take on A Christmas Carol, and it could have worked, especially with the twist that these guys were actually death, time, and love the entire time. Yeah, that they still try to pull that rug out from under us that we all saw coming. And even if they didn't turn out to be the real death, time, and love, you could actually see some friends, Edward Norton does make this observation with comparing it to his dementia-induced mother, that she's just in her own little world sometimes, and accepting that and bringing yourself down to their level rather than trying to pull them out into your level You can get through to them. You can help them work through their problems. You can have meaningful conversations with them. By hiring these actors to actually help Will Smith to confront his grief, to actually accept that he is ruining not just his life, but the lives of everyone inside of his company, because he can't get over the fact that his daughter died. That actually has merit. And as I said, Will Smith is really trying in this film. He is trying his damnedest to play this beaten, broken man in his usual Oscar bait format. Yeah, let's not pretend to kid ourselves. Will Smith does this about every 2 years. He always has an Oscar bait movie. Last year, it was Concussion. 7 Pounds. The Pursuit of Happiness. He does this a lot. He really wants an Oscar. I don't really fault him for this, but I can't exactly say that this is improving the movie. But I can at least tell you that of all of the A-list celebrities inside this film, Will Smith is trying. But let's stop beating around the bush and get to what really needs to be said about this movie. Oh God, why would you take this idea that could actually work if written non-pretentiously, we'll get to that in a second, and actually just completely destroy it by making it about stealing some guy's company so that you can sell it? Why? So yeah, they obviously established that everything is going downhill. This company is being destroyed. They got an offer that would have at least saved their employees, and Edward Norton, Michael Pena, and Kate Winslet would have made a ton of money off of this deal and basically be set for life. But so would Will Smith, who wouldn't be in no place to actually spend the money because he can't even fucking remember to pay his goddamn apartment bill. Kate Winslet keeps writing checks for him. Seriously, she's the only one trying to actually acknowledge that they were at one point friends. But even she gets shunned aside by Edward Norton and Michael Pena, who just want this deal to go through because their lives are shit right now. And let's talk about something that could have been a good idea, but because of the pretentious writing, is complete shit. Death, Time, and Love are not just here to help Will Smith. They're actually there to help his friends too. Edward Norton is paired up with Love. He screwed over his marriage by sleeping with someone else, and now he's trying to find some kind of middle ground with his daughter. But she doesn't act like a kid in any fucking sense of the word and just hates him for the sake of hating him, to the point where, I swear to God, they got the worst child actress of 2016 to portray this little piece of shit. Seriously, you're her dad. You know what? I'm your dad. You're spending this weekend with me. That's what the courts have decided. You can't go to the fucking Bahamas. We're gonna go see Hamilton instead. I know that sounds very mean-spirited, but it's a lot less mean-spirited than the way the movie portrays it. So he gets paired up with Love to try to find some way of overcoming this, and the movie sneezes a resolution at you. It doesn't really do anything. Michael Pena gets paired up with Death because he's dying, and he hasn't told anyone. Yet Will Smith, who's basically in a catatonic state and hasn't spent more than 2 minutes in the vicinity of anybody lately, somehow picked up that he was dying when Edward Norton and Kate Winslet, who are always with him working on this company, don't even notice. But he's paired up with Death, and probably the only real emotional part of the movie where Death is trying to tell him that he needs to just not only accept that it's going to happen, but tell people they're going to happen. You're denying them grief. It's only going to cause them more pain later down the road when you finally kick the fucking bucket. It's not just about you. I say it's the closest thing to an emotional one because it's completely utterly ruined, because the whole reason he wants to sell this company is so that his family has the money to live on without him. That's it. Wow. You are going to put your grief over the grief of your friend, your good friend who gave you a job when no one else would, for money. And before I actually go into the big overall problem with this idea in general, let's just talk about Kate Winslet's fucking baby shaming. Okay, I am one of those people that believes that everyone should have a family, that if you truly want to be happy in life, you should settle down and try to find some balance between your work wants and personal needs. You know, have a kid. it does make things better. I live in Utah. It's kind of a thing. But I will not deny you the choice of making that decision yourself. This movie basically puts Kate Winslet in a position where her whole role is wanting a baby, but she's too old to have one. Time has moved against her. Thus, she gets paired up with Time, who gives her some existential, preachy bullshit and says, well, it's fine. You want to know the worst part is? The end message actually works, but the way they got there is so fucking stupid and pretentious that I might want to just burn this whole movie and burn Kate Winslet's house down just because I had to sit through it. The end message was, there are other ways to have a family. Go adopt. Seriously, you don't have to have a child. You don't have to go through all of the expensive, in vitro fertilizations and all that shit. There are people out there that don't have families. Go make one. That is a very, very, very good message, but I can't get behind it because this whole journey to that message is stupid by quoting Einstein and acting like time is some kind of bastard, even though he's not. He's a gift. And you're too stupid to realize that, and god damn this movie! The big problem with all of these character stories is that you're talking about three human pieces of shit. Three human pieces of shit who are trying to undercut their friend. Make him look crazy in front of people because they couldn't get through to him on their own. And now they're just trying to steal everything he has before he throws it all away. And they're supposed to be the good guys. Will Smith makes a point in the movie at the end when they all come to fruition. You did the right thing. This is the right thing. No! It's not! And above all, the grief porn that's being presented here, whether it be through loss of family, lack of a family, death, or death of a family member that's supposed to tug on your heartstrings so manipulatively, never rings through because we never actually get to see any of them happy beforehand, so we never get to see what they lost. Seriously, we only see one segment at the beginning, it lasts 10 minutes before Will Smith's daughter dies, and she dies off screen. We don't even get to see her die because it's supposed to be some kind of big reveal that he's talking to his wife whenever he goes to one of the grief council meetings, but they act like strangers anyway. Oh. And because that scene is so freaking short, especially in comparison to the runtime, which is about an hour and 40 minutes, you got 5 minutes of showing them happy, and then it's just dread and stupidity throughout the rest of this film. How are we supposed to get invested in anyone if we don't know what they lost? Oh my god, I could sit here and rant and rave about how manipulative, but let's just get on to it. This movie is a pretentious attempt at manipulating you into thinking it's saying something big and grand when all it's really saying is that life goes on. It has a good idea that is completely ruined and turned into this amalgamation of, I want a trophy bait. And it really just shows that every one of these people signed on to this because they thought they were going to get nominated. It really does. So without further ado, time to say my final verdict, which you probably already guessed. It's going to get my worst ranking of all. This gets the honest to God, fuck it. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it so fucking hard inside the biggest fucking ditch possible. Burn it and bury it. Make sure that no one ever sees this piece of shit. Seriously, I know it came around Christmas and my review is late, but you know what? Just don't. This was obviously buried behind Star Wars Rogue One because, well, it's this. And the studios seem to know that it was that. Why else would they put it on the weekend where Star Wars comes out? So no one would fucking see it. That way they can keep putting ads like A-, best ever, emotionally gripping on freaking TV, and it's supposed to somehow trick you into think it's a good film. It's not. Don't see it. Don't let anyone see it. Don't let anyone who thinks they're gonna go see it, see it. There are so many better films out right now. Go see Rogue One again. Go see fucking Rogue One again. I gotta do this. That's it for me. Please tell me for the love of God you didn't go see Collateral Damage, but if you did, tell me what you thought about it in the comments below. Maybe we'll get some healthy discussion going. And as always, if you like what you see, be sure to the like button, the share button, and subscribe for more. Be sure to follow me on all the social medias like Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to be doing a poll on probably Facebook and link it over to the Twitter so you can get back to my Facebook and take the poll. It's going to be a what do you want me to review out of a box that I got, but I'm recording that later, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. And yeah, that's it for me, so I'll see you all next time.